Hey friends, as you can see, it's pumpkin season. They're not just for decorating, folks. Pumpkins are one of the most versatile vegetables you can bring into your kitchen. I'm gonna show you how to skip the can and use real pumpkin in your fall recipes, including this pumpkin cheesecake dip. Now, when you're cooking with pumpkin, the first thing is you gotta choose the right one. You're not gonna wanna use one of those beautiful decorative pumpkins that you find at Leaf and Petal. Stick with these little guys called sugar pumpkins. They are a perfect size and shape for cooking. And also the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, the ones that are a lot larger than this, but around this shape, don't cook those either. This is about 1.5 pounds in weight, and you can go up to 3 pounds in your cooking pumpkins. Now, when you're cooking pumpkins, the method you choose to cook them really depends on what you're gonna do with it. Do you want a puree or do you want cubes? Let's start with a puree. Cut off this guy, so that way we have a flat surface. Then you cut them in half, like so. Now we have our 2 halves, and we're gonna scoop out these seeds. And I've got a handy dandy bowl and a spoon, and you can save the seeds and roast them and have them as a snack. Delicious. They're pretty much ready to go. All we need to do is put them on a sheet pan and put a little oil on them, and then we're good. Just rub that around. And now these are just gonna be a base for the puree, so we don't need to season it. So that way all the seasoning can go into whatever it is we're making. Flip it up, flip it over. Now these are ready to go and ready to roast, but I'm gonna show you one more way to cook them, and then we'll put them in the oven. This cooking method is gonna start the same way as the last one. There we go. But for this one, we're gonna peel it first. And since it's a sugar pumpkin, the skin is a lot thinner than normal pumpkin. You want it to be this color. This is still a little bit too tough. Now, it is a lot easier to go out and just buy a can of Libby's pumpkin puree and just be done with it. But honestly, peeling this is so satisfying. So as you saw me do before, I took out this towel and I put it along the tip of my knife and I went down. It makes the cutting process so much easier and prevents, the tip of your knife from cutting into your palm like that. That's free. Now let's do the same thing, scoop out these seeds. Once you scoop them out, then you're on to your next step, cutting them into pieces. You would do this for side dishes, for putting it in pasta or risotto. You would pretty much use it anywhere you'd use like cubed butternut squash. When you're cutting these into pieces, you wanna make sure that they're about the same size so that they cook evenly. Take your pumpkin. When roasting vegetables, you wanna make sure that they're not overcrowded. We're drizzling them, but we wanna make sure they're nicely and evenly coated. It is flavor, but it is also to make sure that they don't burn. So now that they're all nicely coated with our olive oil, grab some salt and pepper. If it's gonna be for something sweet, you don't have to use pepper, but we do always recommend adding some salt. So now I'm gonna take both of these, roast them at about 375. These, since they're larger, will go 20 to 30 minutes, and these will go 15 to 20. Now I have these guys, they're nice and cooled and ready to go. These are ready to be tossed in whatever vinaigrette you have, but we're done with that for now. Now let's move on to our puree. I am scooping the flesh out of the skin. Now we just take that, put it in our food processor. Shooby-doop-bop. So for your pumpkin puree, you don't need anything else. You just need your cooked pumpkin. That's it. I mean, if you're making a pumpkin soup or you're making like a side dish pumpkin puree, you can add some other things. But as your base replica canned pumpkin puree, that's all you need. It's just pure pumpkin. You're gonna puree this until it's a beautifully smooth and lump-free mixture. You're gonna want it to be almost the same consistency as a creamy mashed potato. So once you have your beautiful pumpkin puree, you can make a whole slew of things, including this really easy pumpkin cheesecake dip. So we've got a block of cream cheese. We're gonna put in our food processor. I've let this soften for about 30 minutes at room temperature. We just wanna make sure it's not rock hard. So we're gonna put that in and we're gonna whip it up just a little bit. Okay, so we have the pumpkin. Got some homemade pumpkin spice here, and check out this video if you want to learn how to make it. Bloop, just pop it in. Some vanilla extract. And now we're going to whir this up first. Now I know you've noticed there's nothing sweet in there. What are we gonna do? Well, we'll get to that. scrape down your side. Make sure you get all the cream cheese and pumpkin mixed in there. Pour it back just a bit. We've got 2 cups of powdered sugar here, and we're gonna put that in gradually so it doesn't, you know, explode everywhere. When you're done with this, you're gonna have pumpkin cheesecake dip that'll taste like pumpkin pie in a bowl. Oh my God. We are done. Now this looks a little thin now, but it's still dippable, and once you chill it for an hour or so, it'll firm right back up. We've got Biscoff cookies, ginger snaps, graham crackers, and apples to go with this dip. I'm gonna choose an apple. We're gonna dip it. Oh yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been so fun exploring pumpkin with you. You can use pumpkin for all sorts of things, so if you've got a favorite tip or trick, please feel free to leave a comment. And we'll be doing episodes all through the holidays, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.